The WWE Universe is holding its breath because something explosive is brewing, and nobody saw this coming. Jey Uso might be about to pull off the most shocking betrayal in recent WWE history at Survivor Series War Games. Before we dive into the chaos, hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss what happens next when this powder keg finally explodes. Jey Uso is stepping back into the War Games structure, and this time he's teaming up with CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and possibly Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. The problem is that loyalty might not be on Jey's mind anymore. Everything points to one devastating possibility. Jey could turn his back on CM Punk's team and join forces with the Vision instead. WWE has been dropping breadcrumbs for weeks, and if you've been paying attention, the signs are everywhere. The company has mastered the art of slow burn storytelling, and what we're witnessing right now is a masterclass in building tension. Every single week something new happens that makes you question Jey's intentions. Every interaction feels loaded with hidden meaning. Every look he gives tells a story that words cannot express. This week on Raw, something happened that made everyone's jaw drop. CM Punk was seconds away from getting destroyed by the Vision and Logan Paul. Just when things looked hopeless, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso rushed out to save the day. They evened the odds and sent the villains packing. The crowd erupted in cheers, believing they had just witnessed true heroism. But here's where it gets interesting. After the dust settled, all three men found themselves backstage with Adam Pearce. While everyone was talking about War Games strategy, the cameras caught something nobody was supposed to notice. Jey Uso wasn't looking at CM Punk or listening to the conversation. His eyes were locked on one thing and one thing only. Cody Rhodes' undisputed WWE Championship belt was gleaming under those backstage lights, and Jey couldn't look away. That stare wasn't admiration or respect. That was hunger. That was a man sizing up his next target. That moment told us everything we need to know about where Jey's head really is right now. He wasn't thinking about team unity or War Game strategy. He was thinking about gold. He was thinking about glory. He was thinking about what it would feel like to hold that championship high above his head while the world chanted his name. For months now, Jey has been changing, and not in a good way. His brother Jimmy Uso has been sounding the alarm bells, trying to warn anyone who would listen. Jimmy keeps telling people that Jey is trying to become the next Roman Reigns. He's walking like him, talking like him, carrying himself with that same ruthless ambition. Jey claims he's still one of the good guys, but his actions tell a completely different story. He's obsessed with reaching the top of WWE, and he doesn't seem to care who he has to step on to get there. This is exactly how WWE builds up to a character transformation. They plant the seeds week after week, until one day everything explodes. Fans online are already treating Jey like he's turned to the dark side, and WWE knows it. The company is just waiting for the perfect moment to pull the trigger in War Games. Is the biggest stage possible for that kind of betrayal? The transformation has been subtle but undeniable. The way Jey carries himself has changed. His body language screams arrogance. His words carry an edge that wasn't there before. He's becoming someone unrecognizable, and everyone around him can feel it. Except maybe Jey himself. Paul Heyman got involved a few weeks back, and that changed everything. The wisest man in WWE history approached Jey Uso on Raw with an offer. Paul wanted Jey to join the Vision, and he made his pitch with that trademark Heyman brilliance. Paul Heyman doesn't waste his time on meaningless conversations. Every word out of his mouth is calculated and designed to plant ideas in people's heads. When Heyman talks to someone about switching sides, it's not just talk. It's a prediction of what's coming. The fact that Heyman personally tried to recruit Jey tells us that WWE is building toward exactly what we all fear. Jey joining the Vision would give the faction another powerhouse, and it would devastate CM Punk's team in the most brutal way possible. Heyman's segment wasn't just a promo. It was a warning. It was a glimpse into the future. Heyman has an uncanny ability to see potential in people before they even see it in themselves. He turned Brock Lesnar into a beast. He helped Roman Reigns become the tribal chief. Now he's setting his sights on Jey Uso, and that should terrify everyone who's rooting for the good guys. The tension between Jey Uso and CM Punk has been building like a pressure cooker ready to explode. These two men recently battled each other in a huge match to determine who would become the new World Heavyweight Champion. CM Punk walked away with the victory and the title while Jey went home empty-handed. That loss stung badly, and you could see it written all over Jey's face. He wanted that championship more than anything, and CM Punk took it from him. Now they're supposed to be teammates at War Games, but how can you trust someone when there's that much bad blood between you? Jey hasn't forgotten about that loss. He thinks about it every single day. He looks at CM Punk carrying around that World Heavyweight Championship, and something dark grows inside him. Every time CM Punk raises that belt, Jey's resentment deepens. Every time the crowd chants CM Punk's name, Jey feels overlooked and underappreciated. What if Jey is just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike back? War Games would give him exactly what he needs. Picture this scenario. The match is reaching its climax and CM Punk is about to deliver the finishing blow to secure victory for his team. Everyone in the arena is on their feet, cheering. Victory is seconds away. Then, out of nowhere, Jey Uso steps forward and delivers a super kick right to CM Punk's jaw. The stadium goes silent. CM Punk crumbles to the mat. The Vision capitalizes and steals the win. Jey stands there with a sick smile on his face as the realization hits everyone watching. He just betrayed his own team and aligned himself with the enemy. The crowd would lose their minds. The commentators would be speechless. Social media would explode with reactions. It would be one of those moments that people remember forever. The storytelling all points in this direction, and WWE has been masterful in laying the groundwork. Every interaction between Jey and his teammates has been laced with tension. Every glance at that championship belt has been captured on camera. Every warning from Jimmy Uso has fallen on deaf ears. The ingredients are all there for one of the most shocking turns in modern WWE history. Betrayals at War Games aren't new, but this one would hit differently because of how personal it feels. Jey Uso has been trying to find his identity outside of the bloodline for so long. He wanted to prove he could make it on his own without Roman Reigns pulling the strings. But maybe he's realized that being the good guy isn't getting him where he wants to go. Maybe he's decided that the only way to reach the top is to embrace the darkness and do whatever it takes to get there. That mentality is exactly what made Roman Reigns the most dominant champion in WWE history, and Jey has been studying that playbook very carefully. He watched his cousin conquer everyone in his path by being ruthless and calculating. He saw how Roman put himself first and everyone else second. He witnessed the power that comes from being willing to do the unthinkable. Now Jey might be ready to walk that same path, even if it means destroying the relationships he's built along the way. The WWE Universe is divided right now. Some fans believe Jey would never betray his teammates because he's proven himself to be honorable. Others see the writing on the wall and know that betrayal is coming. The beauty of WWE storytelling is that even when you think you know what's going to happen, they can still surprise you. But all the evidence points toward Jey making the heel turn at War Games. It makes perfect sense from a storyline perspective. It would create instant drama and set up months of incredible feuds. Jey versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship would be box office gold. The promos alone would be worth the price of admission. Imagine Jey cutting scathing promos about how CM Punk never respected him. Imagine CM Punk responding with that fire and intensity that only he can deliver. The matches between these two would be instant classics. Jey aligning with the Vision would make them even more dangerous than they already are. The Vision has been running roughshod over Raw for weeks, and adding someone like Jey Uso to their ranks would make them nearly unstoppable. They would have the numbers advantage. They would have the talent. They would have the ruthlessness needed to dominate the entire roster. Think about the long-term implications of this betrayal. If Jey turns on CM Punk at War Games, it wouldn't just be about one match. It would reshape the entire landscape of WWE programming. CM Punk would have a new rival to chase. Cody Rhodes would have to watch his back because Jey clearly has his eyes on that undisputed championship. Jimmy Uso would be heartbroken watching his brother choose ambition over family once again. The USO Bros have been through so much together. They built their legacy as a tag team. They conquered the tag division multiple times. They stood side by side through thick and thin. But if Jey betrays his team at War Games, it would drive a wedge between the brothers that might never heal. Jimmy would feel betrayed and abandoned. He would question whether he ever really knew his brother at all. Roman Reigns might even get pulled back into the drama because nobody understands betrayal within the bloodline better than he does. Roman has spent years manipulating people and bending them to his will. He would recognize what Jey is doing because it's exactly what he would do in the same situation. The ripple effects would be felt across every show for months to come. That's the kind of storytelling that keeps fans glued to their screens week after week. That's the kind of moment that gets replayed on highlight reels for years. Future documentaries would analyze this moment. Podcasts would dedicate entire episodes to discussing the betrayal and what it meant for WWE. Jey Uso stands at a crossroads right now. He can stay loyal to his team and fight alongside CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and the others at War Games. He can be the hero that helps secure victory for his squad. He can prove that honor and integrity still matter in WWE, or he can embrace his darker instincts and do what he believes is necessary to finally reach the mountaintop. He can betray everyone who trusted him and align with the Vision. He can kick CM Punk's head off and send a message to the entire WWE roster that Jey Uso is done playing nice. He can announce to the world that he's willing to do whatever it takes to become champion, even if that means burning every bridge and destroying every friendship. The choice seems obvious when you look at all the clues WWE has been dropping. Jey has been slowly transforming for weeks. His attitude has changed. His priorities have shifted. His hunger for championship glory has consumed him. A betrayal at War Games feels inevitable at this point. The question isn't whether it will happen, but when and how. Will Jay strike early in the match to throw everyone off balance? Will he wait until the climactic moment to maximize the shock value? Will he give any indication of his intentions beforehand, or will it come completely out of nowhere? War Games is one of the most brutal match types in WWE. Two rings sit side by side, surrounded by a massive steel cage. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Teams enter one by one in timed intervals, creating chaos and carnage. Weapons get introduced. Bodies get battered. The match doesn't end until someone submits or gets pinned. It's the perfect environment for a shocking betrayal because everyone is vulnerable. When you're trapped inside that cage with your teammates and your enemies all fighting at once, trust becomes everything. You need to know that the person watching your back actually has your best interests at heart. You need to believe that your teammates will sacrifice their own bodies to protect you. If one person on your team decides to turn against you, there's nowhere to escape. You become easy prey. That's what makes a potential Jey Uso betrayal so devastating. CM Punk would never see it coming. He'd be focused on battling the Vision, when suddenly his own partner strikes from behind. The shock and confusion would paralyze him just long enough for the Vision to finish him off. It would be poetry in the cruelest way possible. It would be the ultimate act of deception. CM Punk prides himself on being able to read people and predict their moves. But if Jey manages to fool him completely, it would shatter CM Punk's confidence and make him question everything he thought he knew. The WWE Universe deserves answers, and they're going to get them at Survivor Series. War Games will either prove that Jey Uso can be trusted, or it will expose him as the calculating opportunist that many fans suspect he's become. There's no middle ground here. Either Jey stands with his team and helps them achieve victory, or he reveals his true colors and joins the Vision. The anticipation is suffocating. Fans are debating on social media. Twitter is flooded with predictions and theories. Reddit threads are dissecting every segment, trying to find hidden clues. YouTube channels are posting videos analyzing Jey's body language and facial expressions. Experts are making their predictions. Everyone has an opinion, but nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. That uncertainty is what makes professional wrestling so addictive. You think you have it all figured out, and then WWE pulls the rug out from under you in the most spectacular way possible. The company has a history of surprising fans just when they think they've cracked the code. Sometimes the obvious answer is the right answer. Sometimes WWE swerves you in a completely different direction. The genius is that you never know which scenario you're getting until it actually happens. One thing is certain though. Jey Uso has been dropping hints about his intentions for weeks now. Whether it's staring at championship belts, showing heel tendencies, or failing to commit fully to his teammates, the signs are there. WWE doesn't do subtle storytelling by accident. Every camera angle, every facial expression, every line of dialogue serves a purpose. When they show Jey looking at Cody's championship with that intensity, it's not random. The production team made a conscious decision to capture that moment and include it in the broadcast. When they have Paul Heyman personally try to recruit him, it's not filler content. Heyman doesn't appear on screen unless there's a significant reason. When they highlight the tension between Jey and CM Punk, it's not coincidence. The writers are deliberately building towards something. It's all building towards something massive, and that something is most likely a betrayal that will shock the world. The pieces are all in place. The stage is set. All that's left is for Jey to make his choice and execute whatever plan he's been formulating in his mind. Survivor Series War Games is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable events of the year. Multiple storylines are colliding inside that cage, and the outcome will determine the direction of WWE programming heading into the new year. Jey Uso holds all the cards right now. His decision will impact everyone involved in this match. If he stays loyal, his team has a real chance at victory. They would have the numbers and the talent to overcome the Vision. CM Punk could finally get revenge on the group that's been making his life miserable. Cody Rhodes could solidify his position at the top of the company. Jimmy Uso could finally relax knowing his brother chose family over ambition. But if he betrays them, chaos will reign supreme. The Vision would gain a powerful new member. CM Punk would lose both the match and his trust in others. Cody would have a dangerous new threat to worry about. Jimmy would lose his brother for potentially the final time. The wrestling world is watching and waiting. The countdown to War Games is ticking down. Every day that passes brings us closer to the moment of truth. Every Raw episode between now and Survivor Series will be scrutinized for additional clues. Soon we'll know whether Jey Uso is a hero or a villain. Soon we'll see if CM Punk's trust was misplaced. Soon everything will be revealed inside that unforgiving steel structure. The anticipation is reaching a fever pitch. Fans are planning watch parties. Arenas are selling out. The buzz surrounding this event is unlike anything we've seen in years. People who stopped watching WWE are tuning back in specifically for War Games. Casual fans are becoming die-hard followers. The wrestling community is united in their excitement, even if they're divided in their predictions. This is the kind of event that reminds everyone why they fell in love with professional wrestling in the first place. The drama is real, even if the outcomes are predetermined. The emotions are genuine, even if the punches are pulled. The stories being told resonate because they tap into universal human experiences like betrayal, ambition, loyalty, and sacrifice. Jey Uso has the opportunity to create a legacy-defining moment at War Games. He can either be remembered as the man who helped his team overcome impossible odds or as the man who destroyed his team from within for personal gain. Both options would cement his place in WWE history, but in vastly different ways. One path leads to admiration and respect. The other leads to heat and infamy. Interestingly, sometimes being the villain is more rewarding than being the hero. Heels often get more creative freedom. They get to cut better promos. They get to showcase different sides of their personality. Jey has been a fan favorite for years, but maybe he's ready to explore what it feels like to be despised. Maybe he wants to prove he can generate genuine hatred from the audience. Maybe he believes that championship gold comes easier when you're willing to be ruthless. History has shown that some of WWE's biggest stars achieved their greatest success as villains. Stone Cold Steve Austin became legendary as an anti-hero. The Rock reached new heights when he embraced being cocky and arrogant. Roman Reigns didn't become the tribal chief until he turned heel and acknowledged his true nature. Jey might be following that same blueprint, believing that his ultimate destiny lies on the dark side. The technical aspects of how the betrayal could happen are fascinating to consider. Will Jey use his signature superkick, or will he employ a different move to symbolize his transformation? Will he attack just one person, or will he go after multiple teammates to make a statement? Will he cut a promo immediately after explaining his actions, or will he let his violence speak for itself? These details matter because they shape how fans perceive the betrayal. A calculated, methodical attack would paint Jey as a cold-blooded strategist. A frenzied emotional assault would suggest he snapped under pressure. A smiling, confident betrayal would indicate he planned this all along and has no regrets. WWE will choreograph this moment down to the smallest detail because they understand the importance of getting it exactly right. This isn't just another storyline development. This is potentially a career-defining moment for Jey Uso that will be referenced for the rest of his time in WWE. Don't forget to subscribe because when Jey Uso finally makes his choice at War Games, you're going to want to be part of the conversation. The fallout from this event is going to dominate WWE for months, and you won't want to miss a single moment of what comes next. The betrayal is coming, and it's going to change everything.